This new education policy 2020 is the most talked about topic these days, isn't it? Everyone is discussing about it as if it is going to bring in some revolution, as if it is going to produce some more creative beings, as if it is going to make our children more happy and sorted. I don't know how many changes will it bring into our entire education system. But one thing is for sure that this was the most waited for change because our education system is almost obsolete now. Hi everyone, I'm Namita. Welcome back to my channel, and today's topic is going to be about the flaws in Indian education system which are still unaddressed. Yes, we have made in some very required changes, but then there are certain things which still are not addressed properly. We are not doing anything about it. So being from an education background, I would like to tell you all that I have done my master's in education, MAd as you call it. So there was a subject that was named as comparative education. So in that subject, there was a comparison between, it was all about a comparison between India, UK and USA's education system. I was very keen on that particular subject. I don't know, I was really interested. I read that with complete dedication. I always have believed that this education system is not good for anyone. It is not learner friendly. So I was really interested to know that yes, what changes are there, because we feel very proud that India produces the maximum engineers, doctors, astronauts and very learned and qualified people. But somewhere the fact remains that we are a developing country and those Western countries are the developed ones. So there has to be something which is missing in our system. So I studied that subject thoroughly, and what I figured out was that the one thing that was different between UK, USA and India was the method of teaching. Now UK and USA follow learning by doing as their method. So right from kindergarten, from the early years of childhood, they make their children learn by doing things practically. And what we use here in India is lecture method. One teacher sits in front of a class of 40-50 students and just keeps speaking non-stop, where half of the children are yawning, half of them are simply not interested, and just 2-3 who are sitting on the front desks are listening. That's the reality of a classroom. So this is what happens. No one is interested. Now I'll give you an example. Suppose a teacher has to teach germination to the students. What we'll do here in India, the teacher will come, open the book, show them a few pictures where a seed is planted and then a plant has sprouted out of it and then it is growing. That's it. Then the teacher would write some questions and answers on the blackboard. Children will write it. Then before exam, they'll learn it, vomit it out on the paper, and that's it, and would forget it for life. But if in UK or USA they have to teach this topic germination, they'll take the child out into the garden, make him or her plant that seed. We'll take them again and again till the life is sprouting out of that seed or the bean. The child would see that happening. Then they'll teach photosynthesis by showing them, making them touch everything, so that the child would not forget it for life. Now you might say that this is a practical topic, the science topic, which can be taught by this way, learning by doing. What about subjects like history? Even they have history. So like we teach Gandhiji, suppose the teacher has to teach Hitler to the students. So instead of opening up a thick book, the teacher would give this topic to the children. What they do is that they divide them in groups. One group will have 3 or 4 students who will enact or perform it as a play in front of the rest of the class. So each group is given a different topic which they will perform in front of the class. They'll go to the library, search for the details themselves, prepare their dialogues themselves, and then they'll perform. So the group that has performed that topic will never forget it, and the ones who have watched it like a film or a drama or a play will also not forget it. They'll be able to recall it, they'll be able to remember it for life. That's what education is all about, that whatever you are learning, you are able to remember it all the time throughout your life. But what we do is we just cram everything a night before our examination, then throw it out on the paper, forget it. We don't need to remember things. This is not how we are taught. That is a major change which needs to be done right now. Because if we change it, we will be able to produce more confident children. The students would be more confident if they can recall all that they have learned. So this is learning by doing, which is really missing in our system. Now the second major flaw that is there in our system is not considering individual differences. We make 40, 45, 50 students sit in one class, right in the middle school to senior secondary, even in colleges, there are huge classrooms stuffed with children with one teacher sitting in front of them. And we want all of them to learn with one method, the same topic. We forget that every child has their own pace of learning. Every child has his or her own capabilities of learning. Everyone cannot learn just by the lecture that the teacher is imparting or just by hearing what is getting into his or her ears. Maybe someone understands better by reading himself. Maybe someone understands better by writing. So everyone has a different need. We forget it. We never consider that every child is different. We just make them believe that they are all the same. And this is the major cause of unhappiness. We grow up with the belief that we are all the same, and then we compare, and then when we are not up to the mark as compared to the other person, we feel unhappy. If from childhood we start teaching children that we are different, everyone is different, everyone has a different journey, isn't it that we'll be more happy beings when we grow up? We'll be more satisfied, we'll be more content with our lives. So we don't teach it. So everyone believes that their performance is lacking. We give ranks to children based on what? We are trying to assess them only on their academics. What about the rest of the capabilities? What about the creative side of the child? What about the other things that they love to do and they are good at? So these two things, which I believe, though there are a lot of things and I can speak about all of them endlessly, which I will not do definitely. So these two major changes, if we can bring into our system, like changing in the method, learning by doing, and second, considering individual differences. If we can do that, we can create a wonderful nation, a developed country for sure. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Please consider subscribing, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.